a very deep pit. "Jesus!" she screamed. She landed on her left side. For a while, she thought her shoulder had dislocated. She sat up, moved her shoulder around a bit. She was fine. She wasn't injured. Ezemo stood, looking down at her and said, "You will remain here until Amadioha decides what to do with you." The news that Chioma was to be sacrificed to Amadioha spread all over the village. People gossiped. Those who knew her and her parents pitied her. Others who didn't care said she got what she deserved. But no one dared come to the pit to offer her food or water. Ezemo had warned that anyone who dared would be sacrificed too, and so no one came to help her. She sat inside the pit for days, under the scorching sun in the day, and at night she battled the sounds and bites of mosquitoes and other insects. Her throat went dry. She cried. She prayed, "Lord, where is the protection you promised? Are you also powerless to save those who need you when they are in distress?" She cried. "You promised no harm will come to me," she cried. Her throat had become very dry from all the crying, shouting, and praying. She hadn't had food or water to drink for days. She was already very weak. In tears, she drifted to sleep. She woke up to the sound of someone calling her. "Chioma, Chioma." She opened her eyes and realized it was the break of dawn. Then she saw a little girl, about 8 years old, sitting by her side. She handed Chioma a bowl of water. Chioma grabbed the bowl without asking any questions and drank. It was so refreshing. She took large gulps, some spilling all over her neck and chest. She didn't even mind. She was so thirsty. When the bowl was empty, she handed it back to the girl. She stared at the little girl. Who was she, and how did she get into this pit? The little girl, almost as if she read Chioma's mind, smiled and said, "Afam Buchisom." Chioma smiled back and said, "Daalu o." She opened her mouth again to question the little girl, but the little girl said, "Sleep now. You will need your strength in the morning." A cool breeze blew all over Chioma's face and body, and once again she drifted off to sleep. "Chioma! Chioma!" A male voice called out to her. She woke up and stared at the voice calling. "Climb the ladder," the voice said, a little nicer this time. Chioma stood up. Her knees felt a little weak, but she managed to pick her Bible, placed it under her left armpit, and started to climb. When she got to the top, 2 boys grabbed her arms and pulled her out. "We are taking you to the Igwe's palace. He has asked to see you." She noticed they were the same boys that took her to the village square, but this time they didn't have the omu leaves on their lips, and they seemed nicer to her. When they arrived at the palace, the boys took her inside to meet the Igwe. "Here she is, Igwe," one of the boys said. When the Igwe and the elders set eyes on Chioma, they seemed surprised. They looked at one another, quietly muttering words Chioma couldn't hear. "Chioma," the Igwe said, "is this even possible? You have been in that pit for 12 days. How is it that you are looking well? Not even a scratch." The God I serve did not allow any harm to come to me, she said. Chioma, you speak so highly of this your God. Can he heal my son? My God is able to do all things, even to raise the dead, Chioma replied. Gene, some of the elders exclaimed. Is this your God that powerful? Another elder asked. Yes, he is, Chioma replied. She turned to the Igwe and said, What is wrong with your son? Chioma, the Igwe replied, Obidike fell sick after the Nkuku festival. We have tried everything. Amadioha isn't saying anything. Ezemo has tried everything he knows, but Obidike is not getting better. My only son cannot die, Chioma. Please, I and the entire village, we are sorry for everything you have been through. And I promise, if this God you speak so highly of can restore my son, I and the entire people of Amaisi will worship him too. Chioma asked to see Obidike. She was taken to a shade where Obidike was lying in layers of wrappers which had been placed on top of something that looked like a wooden carrier. Obidike was a very tall, handsome boy, but right now he looked everything short of